Okay, last but not least, we have Scott Morrison, the General Manager of Muuse Canada. Woohoo!
Thank you. Thank you so much. Tina, would you mind putting up my presentation? Everybody, Tina. Tina. Thank you, Tina. Enough said. It's 2025. Why are we making garbage with everything that we do? Over 50% of the plastic packaging of plastic waste is single-use packaging in Canada. And when I looked at that, I thought, we gotta do better. We gotta find some way around all this single-use garbage. And so I started looking at different ways, different solutions out there that maybe weren't getting enough traction. And I found reusable dishware. And I had, since 2017, have been trying to find out how do we make this work? If we're going to be preventing single-use waste with reusable dishware and reusable packaging, how do we make that work? So I'm going to share a few of my lessons with you. All right. So we're all familiar with cafeterias, and we're all familiar with IKEA. And IKEA does reusable packaging better than anyone else. And you wouldn't necessarily think so, but when you are halfway through IKEA, you're faced with a cafeteria. And there's very little, you see there's recycling, and then there's one tiny garbage can, but most of what is served at IKEA is reusable. They wash it on site there, and it really is a great example of matching the environment with the behavior that you would expect in that environment. If you were to then continue through IKEA and go to exit, down on the ground floor or in the basement, they have a cafe, and all of that is single use because they know it's going to leave. So they put the right solution in the right place, and we felt that that was very inspiring and really helped us find ways to try to implement the cafeteria style out in the wild. And one of the things that we really focused on was making returns super simple. So we made it bright. So at IKEA, you can't miss it. There's racks there where you put your trays, and it's pretty obvious what you do, right? You're not supposed to be walking around the rest of IKEA with your dishware. You're supposed to leave it there. And so we tried to mimic that in a way where it was very bright and obvious. Put your reusables here. We made it bigger than the other streams because, quite frankly, we don't need these anymore because everything is going in there. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. And also, one of our big lessons was to track the performance. And this might be a little bit too tiny for you to see, but this is from one of the locations that we partnered with called Evergreen Brickworks here in Toronto, where every single week we are at the farmers market, and then we've got a number of special events that they use our dishware at. And over that duration, we have now averaged over all of their events, over six reusable items per event attendee. What that means is that everybody who goes there, quite frankly, is using reusables, and some people are using a lot of them. So like they're having various meals there and so on, coffee and a snack, things like that. So that metric has been very helpful for us. Of course, return rate, how much we're getting back. So at Evergreen Brickworks, it is 99%. At the Coldplay concert we did this summer, over the duration of the 4 shows, we served 116,000 cups, and we got back 97.8% of all of those cups. Pretty awesome. Thank you. And yeah, number of rotations per item's lifespan. What this refers to is that these items that we're using are durable and last a long time. So you might notice the blue plates and the utensils and the cups that we have here today, they're all designed for a commercial reuse system. They're all designed to go into high heat commercial dishwashers and last hundreds or thousands of rotations. And that is crucial because that really helps us from an economic standpoint to be competitive with the price of single use, because we're able to pay down the cost of those materials over time instead of right away. And that's gonna be it for me. I'm just gonna wrap it up there. I'm over here if you want to chat about how reusable dishware can help your production or your event reduce its environmental impact, and have a good rest of the show.